We started. I don't look good. I don't think I look good.
Welcome to Yhatha, or do you want me to call you Yhatha or Yhatha?
You know how to pronounce my name, right?
Welcome to Yhatha and Ronald's
It's
podcast after dark.
oh, it's an After Dark podcast.
No, the After Dark podcast, as I said. That's of course what I said. What do you mean?
You
I
can pronounce
never would say anything else.
Ronald. You can pronounce my channel's name, right? Not this one. My higher production channel, right?
Yhatha?
Think about it. Think about
I
it.
need to look at it. I need to look at it. Hold on.
No. Think about it off the top of your head.
You think about it off the top of my head?
Yes.
Yhatha?
No. Here.
I'm not gonna get it.
Here, I'll give you a hint. Hello, my name is Yhatha, and welcome to Yat.
Kachicha?
Let me do the choreography right. Hello, my name is Yhatha, and welcome to Yatakucha. That's what it's supposed to be.
Yatakucha. Okay.
How do you like my intro?
Oh, it's a fantastic intro. I just did not remember your secondary channel's name.
It's not my secondary channel. This is the secondary channel.
For your main channel, my bad. Sorry. I forget that I don't get invited on the primary channel very often.
Yes, you did! The only video...
I'm kidding.
The literal only video that's up on that channel right now, you have a cameo in. Stop complaining.
You want to see a fun little toy that we made?
And what?
We made a fidget toy. I broke my fidget toy. No, it happens. No, we got a 3D printer. My roommate does because he's an engineering major. I don't actually think he needs it for engineering. I think he likes it to play.
I'm an engineering major.
You should buy a 3D printer.
You know what I do instead of buying 3D printers? I just go to...
You could use it. Because doesn't where you go to school have them?
Oh, we have like a million.
Yeah. We have like 2. So...
We literally, the house I live at has one, just privately.
That's nice. I mean, to be fair, I have a private one that's between 3 people.
And then the house I live at also has a private PS5 that someone is on all time, 24/7, playing Fortnite and Marvel Rivals.
As he should.
And nothing else.
That's awful. That's actually a sin against humanity. That's all the... Granted, that's what my brother does.
Really?
Yeah, all he does all day is play Marvel Rivals and Fortnite.
Why is Marvel Rivals so popular?
Apparently it's a good game. I'm sure it is. I'm just stubborn and I don't like playing games because normally if I get addicted to a game, it like consumes me and I play nothing else. And right now, like, I'm doing that with NCAA. I don't want to do that with 2 games at the same time.
If you do it with 2 games at the same time, then they'll like nullify each other though.
I disagree. I'll just be spending too much time on... Actually, no, I'll end up choosing one, and it'll probably be NCAA just because I'm too addicted to it at the current time.
I mean, if you're having fun with it, is it really addicted?
Oh, man.
Is it ruining your life?
If you're having fun doing a addictive substance, is it really an issue?
No.
You just asked me.
No, okay. Is it ruining your life?
No.
Then it's fine. I don't think it's addictive. It's just really good. If it's not getting in the way of things.
Anyways, let's talk about Nintendo. I mean, we finally got our pre-order date here in the States.
Yeah, I don't even know what I'm going to do about it, though. Because I'm going to be in the UK when it launches, so I'm not going to be able to, like, do a pickup. So I'm going to have to maybe ask my mom. Be like, hey, Mom, can you go pick this console up from Best Buy for me? Please.
I wonder if you could, like
Or like
pre-order it at the UK somehow.
I don't want
Do
to.
you have your schedule yet?
I do. I know where I'm gonna be, but like, I don't want to. I don't know. I looked into it,
Okay.
and the UK has this big chain of video game stores just called Game. That's
Game.
it's
That's all you need.
it's like in Seinfeld where the one of the main locations is just restaurant. Whatever. But and that, like there's like that big retail store. If you're British and you're watching this, maybe you like be like, oh yeah, my game store. Like I don't know what you guys do.
I'm sorry, GameStop is so much more iconic. Like
Well, what's more iconic than literally just the word game?
that doesn't infer anything. You could be going there to play game. You could be playing a sports game. It doesn't say anything.
Well, it
GameStop.
game stopped. That's just like, well, you're playing a game and you just stopped because it sucked.
No, it's like you're
I'm
stopping
just
at this
I'm looking
game
into the if you're
store.
looking into the names like as in like trying to think about what it means.
Well,
I could
but
apply that
okay,
to the
my
same.
thing though, game does not mean anything unless they have a different word for sports. Unless they go, "Yep, I went and sported that thing," or I don't know. Like you don't.
You have a horrible
Unless they're.
British accent. Mine's not great either, but yours is even worse.
Oh, my accents are awful. I just can't do it. I can do like a more dramatic size like version of like a southern accent,
Oh.
but I kind of because like I have a drawl, but it's not like this, you know.
Yeah, do you still have your Ohioan accent?
If I go up to Ohio for a little bit, it'll kick back in for a wee while.
Because
I've lived down in the South too long.
I remember in eighth grade, like when you first moved from Ohio down here, and you talked to someone, and then you randomly start talking in Ohioan, and they're like, "What? What the heck? Who is this invader?" Because we're just from a metro suburban generic area, and then like you're from an actually like kind of interesting area accent wise. So it's just surprising every time it happens. For
Yeah,
the
no,
record,
I can't
what?
like I can't mean to start talking with that accent anymore. But also, I would argue that that isn't an accent. I would argue I would have an accent right now. I feel like the Midwest is just very neutral. It's like the cleanest of the accents.
Atlanta is incredibly neutral.
Atlanta's very neutral too.
I
This
mean,
is
white
true.
Atlanta at least. I mean, maybe if you go to like
Yeah.
the other parts of Atlanta, south of
What does
the
that mean, Brandon?
south
Are
of
you
the I
trying to get us
20.
canceled?
Look, canceling doesn't exist anymore. But if you dare to go south of the I-20 because of certain anyways, I'm not going to get into that. So Nintendo though. Also, wait, actually, for the record, Ronald's from Ohio. Forgot to
Yes.
forgot to give that context. For the one person who left this on their TV overnight and they randomly hear someone talking about an Ohioan accent and they're wondering what the heck the context of this is, Ronald is from Ohio. Because that's
And
a
neither of us are currently in Ohio.
no. I went there once and then we drove back in and it said find Ohio, find it here. And then Sammy was just like we were on a road trip and Sammy we were like, what's it what do you mean find it here? You're gonna find cornfields and empty buildings?
But no one can get burgers or sliders for $2 per slider.
Is it still $2?
I don't know. It probably went up. But it's pretty insulated because like they get their meat from like a local place.
I mean, a lot of things go up.
Oh yeah, but like when I was a kid, it was $1.
That's insane.
So like it only really went up $1 since I moved out, and that was 10 years ago now. That's sad.
Well, major inflation has happened in the last 10 years. It's probably like $5 now.
Well,
I don't know.
no, it would because we went after COVID.
Oh, and it was still $2. Was that when I went?
Yeah,
Okay. It was $2 back then.
yeah.
Okay.
So like it might, if inflation went real crazy, it might be 250 now. I mean, we'll see what
That
happens
actually
now
is kind of
with what.
surprising. That is insulated.
Yeah.
Anyways, Nintendo Switch 2 Direct. Everyone's already stopped watching the video, so.
Oh yeah, they don't care anymore.
But not Nintendo Switch 2 Direct, the Mario Kart Direct.
Yeah,
I made a video briefly about this, so I'll summarize my thoughts here. That was one of the historically the worst directs I think Nintendo has ever aired.
I could not agree more. I think it was completely useless. There wasn't anything good that came out of that direct.
And here's the thing. I had a friend that watched that direct and he liked it, but I don't think he's as invested in Nintendo stuff as like the rest of us are. So for the general audience, it's great. But it's just an advertisement, like really,
Yeah.
because it didn't tell us anything new besides a rewind feature and like Rainbow Road is in fact coming. You don't know what it
Yeah.
looks like, but it exists.
I don't know. They shouldn't have hyped it up like they did. Because, like, during the entire treehouse, they were like, yep, and we're going to have an entire direct that's going to go more in depth to this game. And then, like, we got there and we're just like, okay, so we went back over what we went through during the treehouse. And then we have a reround feature that no one is going to use.
Well, okay,
Like,
I will defend the rewind feature might be useful in time trials for people who are into competitive Mario Kart and like mapping out their ways.
it will be useful, but not in, like, actual race-to-race, like, races, if that makes any sense. Like, I'm never going to use that feature when I'm just, like, online.
Yeah.
Which, in my opinion, is what they should have showcased. I wish they would have gone... I don't even know what they could have gone more in depth with. They've already told us so much during the treehouse. They should have just left it there. Or they shouldn't have showed it off at the treehouse. If they wanted this to be, like, a big deal.
Okay, so, and here, this is what I said in my video I briefly made about it, so I'm not going to go too much detail here, but the fact that, like, this direct was so bad is just comical to me. I just think it's funny. Like,
Yeah, I mean, I watched it. It was fine. I don't think it was bad. There's been some bad Nintendo Directs. Like, do you
No, I think
remember
it
the
was
last Direct right before the Switch came out for the 3DS?
that's so random and such a long time ago. I don't remember, no.
Okay, I remember watching that and I was severely disappointed because nothing was announced. And at the time, I was still mad at the Switch one for coming out because I wanted to play my 3DS longer.
Oh,
And I was also mad for some reason because I thought Breath of the Wild should be on the 3DS. I was a stupid kid. I didn't understand how electronics worked.
that's really funny. Even I had more brain cells than that. I'm the same age as you.
Well,
I'm
it
younger
wasn't
than you.
even brain cells. I just didn't understand like how like software
How?
worked. I thought
What was in the
well, 'cause,
water
like, I
in
grew up
Ohio?
with like an iPad and stuff. So
We
like,
were
I was
okay.
just, like,
We were like 12. I think that's enough cognition to be able to know how that Breath of the Wild would not be able to run on a 3DS.
okay, but I didn't understand how the like RAM or anything. Like I didn't understand RAM until I
How?
was well into middle school. How? I didn't care.
When did you find out that a Switch is different to a 3DS?
Okay, honestly, it was pretty soon after that. I was trying to research why the Breath of the Wild couldn't run on the 3DS.
Are you that kid on Reddit that's like, they should have released Mario Kart World on the Wii?
Yes, I was. Well, and you also have to remember, like, I came from the Wii era. That was the only home console I had. So, like, I was still getting, like, Just Dances released for the Wii, and I was confused by other companies weren't doing that.
That is absurd.
Listen, I wasn't into video games. Pokemon was the first video game I liked. And so I kept up with the Pokemon games. And honestly, if Pokemon didn't come over, I probably wouldn't have bought a Switch. And then I saw Breath of the Wild, and I was like, oh, that game looks cool. And so that was the only reason I bought a Switch. Before that, I could not care less. I couldn't have cared less about, like,
Is
video
Breath of the
games.
Wild how you got into Zelda?
Yes. And so I actually didn't play Breath of the Wild immediately. I got the Ocarina of Time port on my 3DS first. And so I played through that first. And then I went back through and played through Breath of the Wild after.
Is it this one?
Yeah, that's the exact one.
Isn't it the one you gave me?
It might. I don't think I gave it to you.
We already talked about this.
Oh, I think we did. I guess I gave it to you. I don't know. I don't remember. I think we had like 3 copies at one point of that game, so I think we just had an extra one.
Why?
So, okay. What ended up happening was me and my brother both got copies first because we both wanted to play the game and we both had the 3DS. And it was like $20, so my mom didn't care. Like, it wasn't like buying,
this is
like
the Nintendo Select version, so.
Yeah, and then at some point in time, me and my brother both lost our copies.
Oh my god.
I don't know how. And then I wanted to
What's
play
in
it
the
again,
Ohio
so I was
water?
like, No, it was in Georgia. We lost both of them somehow.
Oh, in
And
Georgia.
then I was like, yeah. And then I was like, oh, I'm just gonna go out and buy it again. And then at some point in time, I think I found the 3rd copy. The copy I lost.
Because I remember you just gave that game to me just like for free, and I'm like, oh, what?
Yeah, if I remember right, that's why. Unless I just gave you my brother's copy, which I don't think I did, because my brother's copy has his name written all over the case.
It's not. There is no name written on this.
And I know my copy does not have a name written all over the case, so I think we're chilling.
Okay.
I think I lost it and I bought it again, but me and my brother both had a copy. So.
But yeah. Anyway, that was a tangent.
Yeah, that was a very long tangent. I apologize.
Look, I'm in the same boat. But like, so like Mario Kart Direct though, I do think that historically, this is the worst Nintendo Direct, just because of the context and that they were hyping it up, and it's like just bad. But I just think it's comically bad at this point.
Honestly, like, again, we've talked about the price. Neither of us really care about the price all that much. Like,
yeah,
they just should have left it be. Like, honestly, 99% of people are going to get the Mario Kart bundle.
Well, while those supplies last, because that's like a thing apparently.
I don't think it's a thing. I think they're just going to stop printing the Mario Kart bundle after the Switch is officially, like, or the Switch 2 is, like, officially up on its feet.
Well, then it's an $80 game.
It's not my issue.
Look, you know what the benefit of like us being small, like very small, is that we don't have to care about like us losing followers because like we say an unpopular opinion.
I can't believe that you're defending Nintendo over this. I'm unsubscribing.
Like, I have like 50 subscribers. Most of them are for my friends. I don't care.
Yeah.
Right now, like, cause no, there's 3 people who are mostly mad about this. First is the kids, which honestly, all my sympathies go to the kids. If I ask my mom for a $500 system plus like a $70 game on top of that, plus like a $90 controller,
it's a it would be bad.
Yeah, like my mom would be like, "Yeah, you're ranking lawns for like the next 2 years. Have fun."
Yeah.
Like that, I would be dead. Like, I will not be getting that system in like a couple of years minimum. You know, it's like my sympathies go to the kids.
Yeah.
Because like a $10, $20 increase, okay, yeah, that is a lot for a child who can only buy like a couple games a year. That is a lot. But
question:
what?
Do you think they're gonna come out with another set of systems? Maybe like a Switch Home and a Switch like Mini, Switch 2 Mini.
I don't know. I could see it. Like I could see like a dock Switch 2.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. A Switch Home, where it's just a box with like a button and like a cap or a card insert.
That would be so weird.
It would be so depressing too, because listen, Nintendo would try to make it fun, but it would literally just be like a box this big.
Oh, whoops! My entire leg was just in frame there for a second.
What is your obsession with showing the dogs on your YouTube channel?
Dude, there was an accident.
The first time it was not an accident. The second time it might have been.
The first time it was not. It was an accident. The first
time you were just like.
Okay, well, on my the second group of people who are mad about the price, though. Actually, I'm gonna get to the second group later. The third group of people are YouTubers, who are a lot of the people who watch them are kids, or the second group. That's a bulk of their audience, so they have to. Oh my god. so like a bulk of their audience is um these like a lot of people who are just like on the internet a lot, and that's how they get that
Yeah, the
different shit.
chronically online people.
Yeah, and then look, I'm probably kind of the same at the moment, but the thing about like these content creators, so they're like they're getting views and saying opinions based on what people want them to say, almost to an extent. So it's
Yeah.
like I feel like the majority of people are probably just like, oh, that's annoying, but whatever, you know. And like two,
Well, clearly, because it's been selling out everywhere it's pre-ordered.
yeah. Well, they also they that's diehard fans that was gonna sell it anyways. I'm not surprised about that, but like to the people who are just so invested in this, I don't think you're the majority. You're just a very, very loud minority. And here's the thing, you're valid. Like, I'm not gonna clown on you for calling you like a child or something, or like I understand the
No, yeah.
like let me finish my thought. I understand the sentiment of like being like, oh my god, corporate greed is like taking over society and we need to like fight back. This is Nintendo. Put your corporate greed against like other companies. I think it'd be more productive. Like I'll agree even Nintendo's greedy, but everyone's greedy, so like I don't care, you know?
Yeah.
That's
Well,
that's my hot take on that.
the thing I'm really happy is they didn't increase the price with everything going on, at least here in
Yeah.
the US.
Honestly,
Like,
that
that
was
was so nice.
that was definitely like a strategic decision though, because if they increase the price of the console, then that means less people are going to buy the console and the games and the accessories and the online members, like all this other stuff. Potentially not even become a Nintendo fan at all, and like not go into like the ecosystem of like buying merchandise or anything like that, and then being on chronically online and complain about the next prices. So it's a cycle. Like I honestly, you know what's funny? This whole pricing fiasco about the Nintendo Switch 2 has actually increased my opinion of Nintendo because I just stopped caring about the prices. Like during the Switch 1 generation, I kind of cared about the prices.
Well, I feel like we're also getting older. And
That's
so
true.
because this is something that we value,
Yeah.
we're gonna be more willing to spend what other people would consider absurd amount of money, you know?
What younger versions of ourselves. Like we're
Well,
getting
even youngers, but I'm saying like even adults right now, like this would be an absurd amount of money if they're just like, oh, I like playing Animal Crossing every couple of years. Like it's not.
yeah, the amount of time I put into not only playing the games themselves, but also talking about them and making YouTube content out of it, like yeah, this is worthy $500 for me. Even 80, like that's fine.
I told you my plan to do for the Switch 2 release, right?
Get like a white glove and be a clown and unbox it.
No, anyways, we're gonna ignore that comment. But no, yeah, I'm gonna do an unboxing and I'm gonna do like an initial like impressions where I'm just like, yeah, this is the thing. I might even release TikTok content. I might switch my content for a couple days on my TikTok channel, and then we're gonna switch back, and then I'm gonna do like a long form video eventually for the Switch 2.
Okay. By the way, that second group of people I skipped over when I was talking about it, those are the people that are in a very bad economic situation. And honestly, capitalism sucks. That's I'm not
Yeah.
I'm upset about like the whole situation, but I'm not upset at Nintendo because they're just a player in the greater scheme of like what everyone's doing.
Well, and it's not
So.
even capitalism. It's just,
No, it
especially here in
is.
the U.S.,
I
our
think it is.
political system has been so stagnant for so long that we're just kind of feeling the effects of the bigger issues.
No, I think it's capitalism. It's just like the top people just get like more and more of the wealth because like
Well, that's not that's just neoliberal capitalism. That's like
okay.
what started
We're
everything.
getting too deep.
There's
This is too deep.
Listen,
This is too
you're
deep.
talking to a political TikToker. I know my stuff.
I am
I
not.
would substitute that word with a different word, but this is kid friendly.
Politics does not have to be okay. I think kids should be perfectly exposed to politics. That's stupid.
No. I was saying that I said this stuff, or no, I know my stuff, right? and that's not what I would normally say in that phrase. And I was making a joke how I was saying the censored version of it. Not, I don't actually care that we're talking about politics on this.
I get what you said. You said that horribly.
Moving on, we discussed the price. The price is chill. I'm not buying the Switch camera. I'm not buying like a third party.
Yeah. I want the camera. I want the camera in general.
It depends. The only way I might, never mind. I'm probably just going to get a camera. I won't care which it is. There's a feature they released they announced on the Mario Kart Direct that was kind of neat, where like it could track 4 faces at a time.
Yeah, here's a USB-C to USB adapter.
I think I have one of those too somewhere.
I have like 3 of them actually, because I have a MacBook, so I constantly have to use them. Because Apple's annoying and doesn't have other.
Ports. I don't use that because I have my MacBook doesn't have any extra ports, so I have to use it for my microphone.
Oh.
I have like this. I can't unplug it right now, but it's like a dongle.
Mm-hmm. But so pricing is whatever. I don't care. I'm old and I don't have enough of an audience to really care enough about it. I hope I didn't piss off people who are actually affected by the price. I don't want to say like, oh, just don't buy video games. Like I get why that's an unpopular take. You know?
Well, yeah, and it's a much more nuanced take. Like, the thing is like, I really don't think it's Nintendo's fault. I think we have just stagnated as economically.
Okay, we're repeating the same points now.
I know. Like, it's just unfortunate. Like, that Nintendo kind of get hit with a shitstorm. Or, no!
I have to make another timestamp. 31 minutes. You can't be doing this. You can't keep doing it.
You should have put a counter right here.
You're making me edit even more! You're already making me edit it twice. This is a video.
No. You know, it would be really funny. Like, we have an editor in the future. Like, we somehow become successful. But then I just, like, I'm awful then, right? Because I don't care, like, about them. So they have to sit through and edit out every single time, I swear.
Okay. So, now the second part of today's podcast that has been incredibly loose, honestly, today. I don't know if you know what I mean. I feel like the last 2 podcast episodes were pretty concise, but now this one is incredibly tangential. We're probably not doing the greatest job, but people watch this on autoplay.
We also had 0 news. We had the Mario Kart Direct, which was nothing, and then we had the pre-order announcement, which was like, oh no, the Pro Controller went up by $5.
The pre-order announcement was good. I thought it was good. I'd say the pre-order announcement was good.
Yeah.
I'm glad Nintendo's not raising the price.
I'm just saying we didn't have a whole lot of stuff Nintendo-wise to go over this time around.
Yeah, I mean, Nintendo-wise, no. I mean, we talked about the economy again.
And then I cussed twice, and we're having fun.
Yeah. So, yes, I have my Switch on in the background. I'm just looking at my catalog of games. And just have it on as something to have on, like, a TV on, you know, like people like Zoomers. Well, no, not Zoomers. We are Zoomers. Like Gen Alpha, like iPad kids need to have, like...
No, we're just as bad. I know, so, like, myself included, I will be doing something, but I'll have something, like, okay, when I'm playing NCAA and I'm not talking to, like, you or one of my other friends, I have my phone open on the side watching a YouTube video, and I'm not paying attention to the phone, but for some reason, like, I don't have ADHD. I don't. I can sit down and I can focus. But, like, it's so bad. You're doing that. You're just doing it a little bit more respectfully.
What do you mean? I mean, it's just...
No, you're fine. You're chilling.
It's literally just...
saying if I was doing... Like, it's... When I'm doing it, it's bad. It's not good when
I've done the thing where I have YouTube videos in the background, for the record.
I feel so bad when I do that because I feel like a Gen or an Alpha
Just say an iPad kid.
iPad kid. Not to
Anyway,
mention I'm like wasting internet and stuff.
sure. But let's talk about ourselves now. So now everyone's really going to drop off. We already talked about ourselves in the most tangential way possible, saying it was related to Nintendo and stock, saying that I'm trying to relate it to the economy and everyone while you made me edit the video. But now let's talk about our channels and our plans. I want you to start.
Anyways, no, so like with my main channel, I mostly want to do like long form videos. You know that.
Yeah, I know.
And like Scott the Woz-esque. I know that he copied it from somebody else too. Like, didn't you say it was Angry Video Game Nerd or something?
Well, I mean, it's probably from multiple people ultimately, but
yeah. But like, do a lot of that. I'm probably gonna do some tech demo reviews, and I don't know how I'm going to separate it. That's like my main concern. I don't know how to keep the content separate, even though it's not really all that separate in there. And then I'll probably have a live or I'll probably do lives with my TikTok stuff, but that's just that's an entirely separate thing. I don't have to get into the TikTok side unless you want me to. Anyway, yeah, like, and I'm sure if you're for some reason watching this and somehow we both became popular, like,
stop saying
I also
that.
have a political
Stop
TikTok.
saying, "Oh, we're both becoming popular." Like that's like you're making an assumption about your content and then you get like egotistical about it. Like you have to stay humble.
No, I said if we somehow become popular.
No. I still agree with what I said. You have to like you can't even mention that. You know? Like I'm just a chill guy. Why are you looking at me?
Do you think anyone's gonna watch this unless they care about you in any way, shape, or form?
Look,
I'm sorry, we just went on a tangent for 30 minutes about the economy. And what was the other thing we went? We went on a tangent about the burgers in Ohio for the first 15 minutes of this podcast. No one cares. If they've gone through this much, they will not care that I use the word popular in that form or fashion.
No, but I'm saying this to you as just a word of advice.
I'm not saying that in my average video.
This is coming from a wise person who has tons of experience on YouTube. I have 50 subscribers. How many do you have?
I got 70 on TikTok.
TikTok is a completely different platform, Ronald.
It's still an accomplishment. I don't want to hear it.
And I lost
like
2
12,
subscribers,
right?
math month.
They saw that you were posting that.
I'm posting again. Wait. This guy exists. I need to unsubscribe.
Yeah, no, I currently have 15. I don't even have 20.
I mean, my side channel has 50. My main channel has 10.
Wait. You're... Sorry, I'm burping. The long form video channel, right?
Well, okay. Yhatha is Yhatha, Ronald.
Cha-cha. I can't say it.
Why can't you say
it? I'm gonna have to like listen to you say it and then like repeat. It's just not working with my mouth.
Okay,
right
try
now.
to say it. Try to say it without me saying it.
Yhatha.
No.
Yhatha.
That was the closest attempt you've had.
Yhatha. I don't know. I'm gonna have to listen to you say it like on your intro, like over and over, and try to repronounce it on my thing. It's a speech impediment thing, I swear.
Oh, okay. Hello, my name is Yhatha, and welcome to Yatakucha. Anyways, yeah, that's the whole thing.
Yatakucha.
Yatakucha.
Yeah, no, I'm done. Just have to keep practicing it.
Yatakucha.
Yatakucha. No.
Yatakucha.
I don't think you understand. Sometimes when I can't say words, I have to sit there and repeat it for 20 minutes straight until I when.
I want you to learn Japanese.
No,
You
I'm already
would
having enough issues
die.
with German. I would not survive. Like, listen, I can't roll my R's either, so that was the reason I didn't take Spanish. That was the one reason. Otherwise, it would have made more sense for me to take Spanish because I was more experienced with it. I went, no, I can't roll my R's, and so I went, now ich spreche Deutsch is my life.
So I think we already know the general gist of what our content's gonna be like. I like Scott. We
You
both
should
like.
describe yours.
You already
You go
know
through
though.
yours. No, you need to tell the audience.
The one person on autoplay that left this video on.
Yes. How will you get them to subscribe and tune into every After Dark podcast?
Okay, Yhatha is not long form content. I actually want to say that. It's more it's just more highly edited content. You're like confused. Did I just break your mind?
Why wouldn't you describe it as long form? Long form is anything above a minute nowadays.
No, I disagree.
Yes. Long form is anything not a short.
Is
That is
Mr.
what
Beast
that
videos
refers
long
to.
form?
Yes, unfortunately, we are in the same category.
Okay, when you said long form, I thought you meant like hour-long documentaries. I guess we're in the same different planet.
No. We're in different boats there. But yeah, sure.
So, I'm like 10, 20, maybe 30-minute content is what I'm looking for. Shooting for, because the type of content that I'm trying to make is I try like the biggest problem with my Mario video that I most recently posted in like mid-March is that video was too long, I think. And people don't trust my name, and they don't want to watch a 40-minute video from someone they've never heard of. You know?
Yeah.
So
But I feel like you don't. I wouldn't like suggest censoring the length, if that makes any sense.
I don't know. It's just some like advice I've seen on. You have to also long form content's not as sustainable to be pumping out as fast. I need to like if I'm actually trying to take this channel seriously, right? I want to be able to build an audience.
Start doing shorts. It's the easiest way to gain subscribers. I learned this the hard way.
But the subscribers that I gain are like not good. They're not quality.
They are.
That I don't want the
No.
mob.
What do you mean the mob? Most of the YouTubers I watch on a daily basis now, I found through long or short form first, just clips.
That's sad.
And then no, it's not. It's just another market that you have to do. Like
Okay.
that's the thing that I'm really struggling the most with. Anyways, keep going. We'll talk about this later.
Okay. I don't want to do short form content. Maybe I will, but we'll talk about it.
We'll talk about it after. We'll talk about it after.
Okay. So I am what am I even talking about?
Yeah, so you just got through your long form content and you're like talking about how you want to shorten down the videos a little bit.
Yeah, I want to shorten down the videos just because people don't want to watch like a super long video that they don't trust. And also that's so I can pump them out faster. And that's just like if I can make like 10, 20-minute videos in a bit and like a week, that would be amazing. I think that would be like ideal. That's what Scott the Woz was originally until he started like making movies. But
the funny thing is I'm sure that his viewer duration is very good in those movies too.
yeah, that's because people trust him.
Yeah.
They want to know his opinions and they want to see the end because they trust him.
Yeah.
Like people don't they see like they click on my video and they're like, oh, who is this like cosplayer with like just talking about Mario games and like the weird accent, like this person's cringe, let me get off, I don't want to watch 40 minutes of this, never mind. Like that's probably what's happening here. I'm not to degrade myself, but that is probably a lot of viewers.
No, it 100% is. That's what every content creator first starting.
I mean, yeah, for sure. It's even though I liked my own video and I showed it to a lot of my friends. You liked it. My mom liked it, which surprised me. I'm like, well, I actually do think it was a good video. It's just for people who know me, it was a good video. If that makes any sense, I have to be able to make people know me, and that's just something important. Have I described to you what I'm going to be doing over the summer once I get back from the UK?
Yeah, I think we've talked about it, how you want to increase your flow.
Well, yeah, but how I'm going to do it? Well, obviously, I'm going to be playing the Switch too.
Of course. And you got to do a video on the Switch too.
Well, I'm gonna get to that in a second. I'm gonna start like I am basically going on overdrive. I'm gonna be like, look, I'm an engineering student at a college that's way too hard. I can survive doing YouTube like super full time for like a summer. I just want to commit. I want to really do it, really get into it. I'm going to be starting in July, so I don't even have like, I say summer, it's actually only like a month I'm going to be doing this. So, because I come back from the UK in like late June. So, I'm basically just doing, what I'm going to be doing is, I'm going to record a video, or I'm going to have, my video is going to take 4 days. A video will take 4 days. The first day is the script, the second day is the acting, the third day is the editing, and the fourth day is quality. Now, and quality is basically where I fix any problems within those first 3. So does that sound like a plan to you?
Yeah, for the most part.
But now there's a catch. Now the first day I come back and start actually doing videos, I'll probably have a day where I just play my Switch 2, and then I'll start a video grind. Day 1 with just quality. I hope that will just be about a fourth of the day, or my productivity time in a day. I'm going to increase the second day. I'm going to do quality scripting. The second day, I'm going to start another script of a new video, but then start acting the previous video. And then the third day, I'm going to start another script of a new video on top of that, then start acting the video from the day before, and then start editing the video from the day before. And then put quality on top. And now I'm at like, by day 4, I'm at doing 4 different videos at the same time.
Yeah, I would just play with that, to be honest.
Oh, I'm definitely not gonna. I'm not expecting that I'm gonna be able to jump on that immediately. And honestly, if I do, that is literally a video a day. That is hard.
Well, yeah, I honestly like.
That is
here's
like
my take.
That's like the idea.
Like, this is coming from somebody who does daily videos, unless he gets sad that he can't go live, and then he doesn't do a daily video. But I do like daily, like 3-minute videos, and it's not the same. Like,
Okay.
long form content is way different. But like, it's easier to just sit down and actually do the video. Like, you can pump out a video in a day.
Yeah.
You 100% can. It's just a matter of whether or not like the quality you want. And so, like, honestly, I would just suggest focusing on one video and doing a video every 2 days if you want a backlog. That way you can just have content coming out consistently even after you go back to school.
Yeah,
that's my plan.
Oh, yeah, I didn't even mention this. The reason why I'm, like, locking in so hard on this is because once I go back to school, I'm going to be, like, I'd be lucky if I could keep up with 1 video a week. But even if I was able to do 1 video a week, that would be so stressful to be like, oh, my God, I got to make a video. Like, all the time. It would be so nice to just have some insurance to be like, okay, I'm busy, I don't have to work in a video this week, I can just use one of the many in my backlog and just post that.
That's the same thing I'm planning to do.
Sorry, there's like people like singing outside.
Well, at least there's like some kids that live at my apartment complex, and we have a pool right outside my window.
I forgot
and so
you don't
when I was
live
getting
on
ready to go,
I forgot you don't live on campus.
Yeah, it's cheaper for me. But like, they were screaming bloody murder, and it sounded like somebody was like in my basement or something.
That's funny. Yeah, there's like sometimes just a bunch of like intoxicated people, and they're walking back from. There's like a restaurant down there, and you know you can fill in the gaps. So it's, and then I also live next to a police station.
You guys have I-class. We don't even get restaurants. There's only one job at the place where everyone comes walking by my apartment from.
Anyways. So, like, now, as again, what I was saying, like, do you think working on 4 different videos at the same time, do you think that could be actually a good thing? Because it's, like, making, like, my mind be able to, like, diversify itself, I guess? Or do you think that's, like, spreading myself too thin?
I think you should play with it, because that's what I'm doing. Like, I honestly don't know.
Yeah, I don't know what exactly I'm gonna do.
Yeah, like, I could say that, and then I could try that system over the summer and be like, no, this is really good because it gets my mind off of the one video. That way I can fix things as I go, if that makes any sense. Instead of, like, going back and being like, man, I really wish I would have done this. The only thing I could see, like, being an issue is maybe you find an issue in one of the videos but you find it like after you've recorded like 3 others. I don't know.
I mean, I have a quality day. So.
Yeah, but what would your quality day look like?
Well, a quality day is not a day; it's a fourth of a day.
But like, yeah, I don't know. I feel like, for me personally, and it might be different for you. I would just rather work on one video every 2 days, and like have a 1 day. My personal goal is 3 videos a week.
Here's another thing. I'm also trying to like go on overdrive, as like if I only make like a couple videos a week, then I'm still like that's still good, you know.
Yeah.
My goal is so high. This is still good. Even if I underachieved to what I thought, I'm still be happy with this. And that's kind of my like how I work as a person, honestly. Like I just set really high goals. I almost never achieve them, but like because I set high goals, it's like I at least get somewhere, you know. How long does it take you to like edit a video, to write a script? Let's start with that. Let's start with all four steps.
To write a script, it will take me like 3 to 4 hours, maybe, if it's a long script.
I mean, for me, it's like a 10 to 20 minute video, so keep that in mind.
Like an hour and a half.
I would say for me about like 2 to 3 hours for like a 20-minute script. Like 10, 20-minute script. That's also all like the ideation is going into that. All of like, what am I even doing here?
I want to try something at some point in time this summer. It may not end up working out, but I might write a script as I go on recording it.
Like make it like a freestyle script?
Yeah, kind of.
That's
so like
risky.
I think it's gonna be like, I'm gonna try it once, and if it doesn't work, I'm not gonna like try to develop that skill. But like I can do it on my TikTok thing to where I just kind of freestyle it, and I can get a TikTok video pumped out in like 30 minutes to an hour, depending on how long and how in depth I want to go.
Okay.
And that's like with research. So like it would be nice if I could write jokes and come up with stuff naturally as I went. And that way I feel like it might also flow a little bit better. But maybe not. It might make it flow worse, honestly.
I'm not like this is coming from someone who used to here's the thing. My channel Yhatha, like the secondary channel that this video is being posted on, is for the longest time I wanted to make that type of content, but I ran into like a wall where I was realizing my content wasn't actually good. But I made that type of content because it was a lot easier to do. It was a lot more like to my like with myself. It was easy. It was more free form. Wait for a second. I was like more free form, but like that's kind of the point of this channel, and that's why I made the talk shows, because I wanted a high quality channel where I like put effort into. That's the biggest distinction between my two channels. Yeah. So I would not. If you want to make like, I feel like if you want to make freeform type content.
No, that's not what I mean. What I was kind of referencing is I would still have cuts in the video, but instead of like writing a full out script word for word, I would write jokes, like as I was writing this like script, I would write jokes, and then I would write details that I want to cover, but instead of like writing out, and today I will be going over the Game Boy. The Game Boy was really cool. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. And so I would be like, yeah. So when I was a kid, I grew up on this like Game Boy Color, and like kind of, I don't know. I would have to experiment with it a little bit, but just basically write out like a miniature script, but not write out exactly what I want to say, so it flows a little better.
That's actually kind of what I'm doing with my fishing video. You read my script, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So like that video is I had in all caps at the top of that script that this is not to be meant to be like followed direct or whatever I said.
Yeah.
So like that, but I still had like a word for word script there. It's more that before I actually act it out, I'm gonna read it, interpret the meaning in my mind, and then act it out. I don't care if I do the word for word directly, or if I add like a sentence on the spot. Like that's all fine.
You see, especially when the first 2 videos I made, I used the script as a crutch. Like there was times to where I would have my iPad sitting right here. Not actually, but I would have like the iPad sitting here, and I would be like,
yeah, and I would be talking as I'm like reading the script, and I don't want to do that. I feel like it makes the video sound robotic.
I kind of wonder how like someone like Scott does.
I don't know. Like, I wish he would do a video about like how he makes his content. Not that it would work for everyone, but just to
Curiosity.
Yeah.
That would be so cool. I know he uses Final Cut Pro. I know that. Which I kind of want Final Cut Pro.
Don't you have to pay for it?
One time though.
Yeah.
It's a one time. It's not a subscription. It's a one time thing.
Even if I started making a couple $100s per video, that would probably be when I bought like better equipment. Kind of just as an investment.
I would love to do that. I mean, I'm stuck on DaVinci right now. I think a lot of people are.
Honestly, DaVinci isn't bad. The YouTube creator that I found it through basically said that he does all of his stuff, and he has he has like 5.5 million subscribers or something.
I mean, yeah, I'm sure it will work for some people. I like Apple software. I'm bougie. I don't know. Is that gonna give you like a thing?
It's not working.
Yeah, it's because you have a German flag. German they censor all criticism.
Anyways, do we want to talk about anything else, or?
Oh, I'm still on a train about what I'm talking about.
Oh yeah, YouTube production. Sorry, I didn't mean to like try to end the video. I just like I thought about a joke, and then I was like, yeah, no, that's not appropriate for this podcast.
You already made me get and actually edit this video twice.
No. Listen, I stopped myself. I'm not gonna make you edit it a third time.
Please don't. So, all right. Now continuing on my whole thing. How long? I only said the one thing. How long does it take you to write a script? How long does it take you to edit?
It depends on how long the video is, and also how bad my acting was.
Do you want to know how long it took me to edit that Mario video?
How long?
If I were to go into everything, all right. Now I can't give you a number for how many hours because honestly.
Wait, the direct?
No. My Yhatha.
Oh, that yeah.
The actually good one, not this crappy stuff.
I was gonna say that you have to edit it a third time.
If you think crap is a cuss word, I think my channel audience is too young.
Anyways, no, like it. Your Mario video is probably at least like 2 to 3 hours. At least, if not way more.
That is such an undercut.
How long did it take you?
Okay. Let's get into the meat and bones of this, all right? So, I spent an entire afternoon or night, like a segment of time. I can't give any hours because I don't remember. I didn't record it. Just segment of time where you sit down and do something to put all of the voice clips together. I took another segment of time organizing everything, organizing all the voice clips, organizing all like the footage I was put together.
Wait, is DaVinci not syncing your voice clips?
No. I'm saying like naming. What the heck? Someone just invited me to a party. Anyways, I'm saying like when I was like recording, I had to like name everything and put all, and like I had a whole folder set up. Maybe I was a little bit overdone, but at the same time, it was I never lost any files at all. It's like I'm saying for organization purposes.
Yeah.
So, yeah, like I never ever lost a file. Maybe you could say it was overdone and I've spent too much time doing that, but I think that was a worthy investment of my time, especially for how long that video was and how easily something could go haywire. You're looking at your phone, aren't you?
I'm listening, though.
What did I just say?
Sorry. You said that you were keeping the file together and that you were editing it all at once, and that way you didn't lose it, or something along those lines.
Organization.
Organization, yes.
Okay, that was the key word.
Okay, Listen, I was only half paying attention. I was texting somebody who asked to drop something off an hour ago.
Okay. Well, you have to talk about Ohio burgers instead on a podcast no
This
one
is
listens
so
to.
true. This is so true.
So now, wait. Now that was 2 sessions right there, and then I think I spent another session like doing the intro, all the way up to like Super Mario Bros. 1.
Yeah.
And like what I mean session, this is like a couple hours each, to like 3 hours each. So like, this is like up to like 6 to 9 hours already.
This is great.
And also, when I was doing like editing that intro, that was also a good chunk of me figuring out how to edit. So that's a very important part. That took me like in of itself like 2 to 3 hours just to figure out like all the setting, because I knew how to put clips into a timeline, but pretty much nothing else. I had to look up.
Oh, so you were. Did you watch the video I sent you?
You've sent me like thousands of videos.
Okay, yes, but the one about Da Vinci and how to edit, and it's about a peanut butter and jelly sandwich.
You sent me a video about how to edit a peanut butter. I don't remember that.
Okay, so I'll send it to you because you'll probably get more use out of it now that you're like more at depth with it.
I mean, I've watched a lot of tutorials on YouTube.
There's one that's like really good. Like I go back and I reference it all the time just because like it's like a really solidly made video. And my hair's driving me nuts. I need to get a haircut.
Hey, you should do what I do.
Oh, I do it backwards, but like
No, I'm saying just grow your hair out and then.
no, I am shaving it all off.
That is.
I'm getting it's not look like Cap or Travis Kelce.
I don't even know who that is.
It's a football player.
Oh, but so like already now a lot of the time I'm spending up to this point has been like just teaching myself stuff. So keep that in mind. That's like time I don't have to do again. So like I'll say like 6 hours. Okay, sure. I'll say like up to this point I've done like 6 hours, 6 to 7 to 8 to 9 hours editing like the video. And then here comes the big guns. The day before I had my video due, actually, oh yeah, thinking about it, I spent there was Saturday, Sunday, and the video was due Monday, or like Sunday at like 11:59, and because I set a deadline for myself, I wanted to make the video before I turned 20. That was my whole thing, and the Saturday and Sunday up to that before that Monday, I spent like half of Saturday, not even half, like maybe like a third of Saturday, like another session, but maybe a longer session. So I'll say 5 hours to that time. So I'll say I'll go with the undercut of like 6 hours, because maybe I was teaching myself stuff at that point, and there was a lot of training. So I'll say the undercut that took me 6 hours up to that point. So we're already at 11 hours.
Yeah.
And then Sunday came, and I worked on that video from 7 a.m. to 11 p.m. Now, there was like maybe 2 hour break in there. So what is that? 5 plus 11, 16 minus 2, 14, 11 plus 14, 20, 25. That video took me more than a full day to edit.
You see, it took me for my first video probably about a day, because I was working at Chick-fil-A at the time, and I was off for a day, and I wanted to get it out before I had to go back to work, and I was working awful hours that summer. And then, like recently, like the most recent video, the Breath of the Wild video that I put out like a couple months ago, and I was like, I'm gonna make another one, and it never happened. That took me like 8 hours, I want to say. No, that one was short. That was only 4 hours. Because I did a lot of just gameplay footage in the background. Honestly, what took me the longest with that was finding the music that I wanted to use.
I mean,
and making sure I was citing it.
Because here's the thing about editing my video, though. You have to keep in mind, I made custom music. Only a little bit. It wasn't like that anything impressive.
You don't need to do that.
I'm probably not going to do that in the future. But I did try it out. There was very little gameplay in mine. And when it was like part of an acting scene. because I didn't have a
Yeah.
capture card when I made that video. Keep this in mind. And there was also a lot when I was editing the video. I had to, since I had no gameplay and I had like all these like just blank segments. I had to figure out on the spot. Oh my god, what am I gonna put here?
Yeah.
And then not only that, I also had to execute it. And then sometimes I'd
Yeah.
put something and like this doesn't look good and I change it. So a lot of the editing in that was taken up by doing that video. And also keep in mind there's stuff like Super Mario 64 where I literally just like you remember that my 64th portion. There was like stuff on screen like moving and like there was a lot more going on there than just like me talking.
Well, yeah, I remember telling you right after I watched it, I was like, that part at the Mario 64 part was really cool coming from somebody like who's done video editing, and my like biggest achievement is having like text appear, and like I learned how to put a picture on the screen the last video.
So like yeah, there was a lot of stuff like that. There's also again even in this experience, there's also a lot of me learning what to do still, just being efficient with what techniques are more better and like I've learned some better stuff. I'm telling you, after I made that video, like I made some Yhatha content and it was so easy just to put text on the screen. It took me 2 seconds. Beforehand, it was like I had to like fudge around through all the settings and like drown and like wait, but I'm like I would drag it like, but it's not going here, and I'm like, oh my god, what am I doing? And I have to look up a YouTube video because I forgot, and it gone. I know exactly what to do, and you throw it in. I know how it works, and I'm done.
Yeah.
You go to custom text for DaVinci. You go to custom text, go to I think custom title, I think it is, and then you throw it onto the timeline. And then you go to click on the text, go to like the editor on this like left hand side, right hand side, and then type in the text you want. Maybe have any spaces you want it like down, and then have you change the color. You can change the shading for like the back, like the outline. Change the font. I had to figure out how to download the font. You save your question for a second, and then finally you can change the position and any animations. I also had to figure out how to animate. Or like animate. What?
Okay, do you use A and B footage? And I use C too.
Wait, what do you mean?
Okay, so A footage is you talking direct. For me, it's me talking directly to the camera.
Yeah.
So like it is on purpose. That is like it's scripted for my face to appear. B footage is like, oh, I'm playing with the console. I'm doing things with my hands. I'm doing things with my feet. Maybe I have a cutaway scene here. Like I classified the me screaming in front of a lake as like B footage. And then C footage is like, for me, it's video games. So
is that
like,
what that's officially called?
A and B footage is the official name. C footage is something I made up because I don't like keeping my video game footage with my like other.
Is that like the actual like professional term though? Like A and B.
That well, I don't know if it's professional, but that's what YouTubers use.
I actually didn't know that. Well, I called it voice shots, room shots, story shots, and outside shots.
Yeah, honestly, for what you were doing in that video, you needed that. You needed A, B, C, and D.
Because story,
I mean, you can.
stories were ones that you said you liked the most, but I liked the least, which is funny. Like Super Mario Galaxy in the Mario video, that was story.
To be fair, I think that would go with A footage.
Well, I was just like,
Honestly, okay, if you wanted to simplify your content, and this is completely up to you, of course, but like, if I were you, I would do story as my A. I would do some B footage, like maybe if you were playing a game, like you can use the game clips. Like, I actually really like it when you're playing the game and you can see yourself playing the game or whatever, just
Yeah.
not with the dogs. And then, like, maybe having a few cutaway clips to the outside is also B footage, and you can still use C, but like that would be all you would really need if you wanted to simplify your video. Instead of having the 4 different categories, you could keep the 4.
I'm not keeping the 4. That was there is. I couldn't have a difference between room and voice. Those two didn't. I couldn't figure out the difference between them, and that was a big problem in my production of that video.
Wait, those were separated?
Yeah.
Oh.
When I have a voiceover.
Also,
yeah.
I have another file or another like folder where it's just audio recordings, and I number it 1 through whatever, however many audio recordings.
Yeah, I do that too. I did that too. So it's that's a big process of like how that video is created. How my future videos are created, I have everything in. I have honestly, I don't even have like I don't even make like different like type shots. I think I'm gonna have like record everything. I'm just gonna see how it goes. I can't even say what I'm gonna do now. But what I'm planning
Honestly,
on
the
doing.
chair content would be what I would do. I think the chair content's very iconic with the like with you. Do you know the part of the video I'm talking about?
Oh, the story. Those are the story bits.
Yeah, the story bits were very iconic. I like the location and everything there.
Like I think what I might do is I might just talk over maybe like when I'm acting during the acting, I have the script already written. Like let's take my fishing video for example. You say I should add a little bit more to my fishing video, but I'll go back to that. Um, like what I might do with that video is I'll record just the voice clips of me like just talking first, and that'll be like straight from like reading the script. I'm not going to use that much. Just I guess so I can hear what it sounds like.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to act off those voice clips, but then like if I hear it twice, if I do it like twice, then I'll be able to like kind of get it more iconic in my head and then be able to execute it a lot better because it's like, and this is just from a practice perspective. I mean, because if you're like an actor or something, you probably know what I'm talking about. Like you have, like a line isn't just like, you can't just, if I got a lot better at what I do and a lot more practice, I could probably just read a line and be able to do it immediately. But right now I'm having to do it again and again. So like that, I'll like read a line voice wise, read through the whole script voice wise, and then act through the whole script. And then basically if something just needs a voiceover, then I can just use the audio from my acting or just use the voice clip that I already recorded. If it
That's
sufficed.
a really good idea. I've actually never thought about doing it that way. And because that way I could record the entire video beforehand, I would have the number.
Yeah.
You just gave me a Jimmy Neutron brain blast.
You made Ronald. 1 hour and 18 minutes. I have to write down another timestamp.
Did I curse? I said Jimmy Neutron.
You said my real name.
Oh, Yhatha. My bad.
I mean, I don't care if people know my real name, but I don't want people calling me my real name, so I'm gonna start censoring it. Yeah, you said my real name in the previous 2 videos, but I just kept it because I didn't care enough. But now I'm starting to care. Anyway, so yeah, but that's what I'm gonna do. And also another thing with my previous video, you know, like how you like hear like Scott the Woz say something, for example, like what's like a comment, like a phrase Scott the Woz said that he says a lot.
Hey y'all, Scott here.
That's like every video. Say something more better than that. Like a common like memed. I won't even say meme. Just a good like something he said.
I don't know. Nothing specifically coming to mind.
Oh, like this game blows. Like or
Yeah.
Chibi Robo Zip Blast where he like throws it in the toilet.
That was
Like a clip. Like think about a clip like that.
yeah.
So if you're trying to get that in your head, right? Where like you kind of like when you're reading the script, like when I'm rereading the script through or like acting the script, I want every single line, or not every single. That's overdoing it, but like most lines to be like that in my head. Not for everyone else. Not every line has to be like replicable like that. That's way too much. Obviously, I know that. But like for what I'm like how I'm performing it, I need to have that level of connection to what I'm saying.
Yeah, I get that. I feel like for me though, I only really focus on doing that for my A footage, even though it doesn't come across most of the time. Like that's something that I've really been struggling with getting like out in my early videos. Like it's getting better now that I'm doing the short form TikTok stuff. Listen, if I can go on a tangent for 2 seconds, you need to do the short form content, even if you don't do like it on TikTok. That is the easiest way to like gain subscribers. Like in our current ecosystem, that is the only way to actively grow your channel. It is unfortunate, it is awful, but that is the only way.
Okay. I have a question. When you make short form content and you like go in your main channel and you sort like most recent videos, do you see the short form content there, or is it separated?
It's separated.
Okay, maybe I might do it.
Because listen, like I'm stressing out because like I don't. The biggest issue I'm currently like debating on it with my channel is how am I going to separate the like reviews, the tech reviews, and then my long form content. Because I want them all to be high quality and I want them all to be on my main channel, but I don't know how to separate it that way. My like unless I just only release long form content on like Sundays, which is probably what I'm gonna do anyways. But I don't know. But like your lives are separated and your short form is separated, which is the only reason why I'm willing to do short form content and lives
Okay.
that are separate completely from my channel.
Maybe I might. I'm gonna work on my long form videos first, and then maybe if I have the motivation to do that, I'll go to it. I mean, for right now, I just don't care enough to do that.
I'm probably not going to do a whole lot until right before the Switch 2 comes out.
Yeah.
Which is really not that far out, but like I get off school in like 3 weeks. Like we were talking about that earlier.
I don't get off school
I'm
till
probably not
July. Because I'm taking summer classes anyways.
Well, like I'm working a lot, but I'm hoping that I should have enough time to do content. Or I'll just quit my second job. That won't matter. I have already kind of committed to that anyways.
Okay. So, and now, by the way, going back to like the like having to say phrases like that you know it deeply and like connected in your head like that. I say that now because I've watched my Mario video like 4 times at this rate after I released it, just
Yeah.
for fun. Honestly, it entertains myself, which I think I don't know if that's a good thing or not, but
And you were the one saying that I was being narcissistic by saying if my channel becomes popular. What are we doing?
I just think I like my own video. It doesn't. I'm not saying that you like it. I'm just saying I like my video.
I said if we become popular, the keyword if, and you're like, no, Ronald, that's narcissistic. Meanwhile, you are over here like, I watch my video so much and I'm so entertained by it. Like, I get it, it's a good video, I will give you that, but then you're over here lecturing me about saying that if we become popular.
Look. I agree with what I'm saying. I agree with all the points I'm saying. I think you're looking into it too much. Anyways,
go
but
back.
yeah,
You like you're watching your video over and over and over.
I don't watch it over and over and over. It's been a month since it came out. I watched it once after I released it. I watched it like with my friends and family, like with them, and I also watched it again recently.
Yeah.
So half of those times have been with other people. So anyways, and that's like a completely different experience. So with
Nice.
yeah, like my video, since I watched it so many times, and this is also just because I watched it so many times, I'm sometimes like walking around. In my video, my most recent Yhatha video where I talked about Mario Kart World Direct, I said like, I think I said, what is this word that starts with an R? Regrettable. I'm forgetting the word. Oh no. Wait. Let me think for a second.
Wait, but what happened? The word really doesn't matter. Just what happened.
No, the word is very important. Here, I'll make a different scenario. I'm sorry, I forgot the word. Anyways, but like, for example, in my video, like for example, when I was starting with New Super Mario Bros. Wii, I was saying how this game is everyone trashes on this game because it's just with the DS game. But then I said, oh, but that's what everyone else said. I remember once I said to someone during like I was in like a physics lab, and I'm like, well, that's what everyone else said, and I'm like, oh my gosh, but that's what everyone else said, like in the same voice as how I said it in my video, because I'm just repeating the same lines in my head. And I even when I made the Mario Kart video, there was a word in there near the end. It started with an R. I hate that I'm brain farting, but there was a word in there that was, or I said it, and I almost said it in the voice of how I said it in the video. I'm like, oh, wait, I gotta stop. I can't do that. And there was a pause after I did it. Probably no one's gonna notice that I did that, but it was something I thought was interesting when I looked back at it myself. I'm like, wow. But no. I remember the word. So I remember I don't even remember what Mario game this came from, but I said reputation. Do you know what tone I'm talking about? You only watched the video
Maybe.
once and you didn't even edit it or script
No,
it.
I've watched it twice.
You watched my video twice?
Yes, I watched it once, like just as like a thing in the background, and I watched it a second time, like more focused on it.
I didn't know you watched it twice, actually.
The second time was just so I could talk about it easier on the podcast. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh, okay. Interesting. I didn't know you watched it twice. So that's kind of cool. But yeah, but there was I think it may have been Lost Levels, but don't quote me on that. Where I said this game's reputation, and I said it in that tone, reputation. Which honestly I don't like that I said it in that tone, but that's a different story.
Yeah.
And I said reputation, and in the Mario Kart video, I was like, is that going to be this game's reputation? And I'm like, no, don't say it like that. But that's the kind of connection I'm talking about with the lines. Obviously, I don't want it that deeply ingrained. That's way too much and unnecessary, frankly.
So you're just talking about your delivery.
Oh yeah,
like,
but
that's something that like I'm struggling with too. I don't like my delivery in my first two videos at all.
I'm just saying how I'm planning on doing it better with the idea of like kind of going through my video twice. So hopefully I have a more embedded version of what my script is. I write the script once, I go through a voiceover once, and then I actually act it a third time.
Yeah.
That's what my acting is going to look like. By the way, we're only halfway through the process. We did the script, now we did the acting. And the editing. We did the editing. Okay, actually we only have...
So we're almost...
Yeah, we're actually done. We're almost done. And then quality, honestly, I don't really know what to say about quality. I just watch the video and then make script.
Honestly, that's just mostly editing. And also, you might want to be prepared to re-record that day too if you need to.
Oh yeah. Oh, this is another point. I have to have a standardized outfit. Because if I'm acting...
Actually,
what?
It depends on what you mean by that. So, I've thought about this a lot. I don't actually think it's a good thing to have the same outfit on for every video. I don't think it's like... I'm thinking like thumbnails, right? Your thumbnails aren't going to look aren't going to look as good as they could if you were only wearing a black t-shirt. Now, for like my political content, that doesn't matter because I'm supposed to be looking professional. But for my fun content, I want to have like different colored shirts, like different colored things. So like you want a theme, but you don't want to... And in my opinion, I don't think you want like a set outfit because it makes it look boring unless like that's something that you really care about.
But here's the thing. If I'm doing the acting script for a different video with a different outfit, and then I have to re-record the past video, what am I going to do?
What do you mean?
Like if I realize when I'm doing quality, I'm like, crap, I need to re-record this.
Just either make sure you wash it, or just don't wear the shirt unless you're recording. So like what I did for this past video, because it took me 2 days to record it, what I did was I picked a shirt out and I went, I like this shirt, so I recorded it the first day and then I had to go do something, so I took the shirt off, folded it up in a ball and threw it on my desk, and then I came back the day after, took a shower, and then put the shirt back on.
Are you meaning I'm gonna have to get naked?
Yes, actually, you should do it right now.
Okay.
No, but like that would be my suggestion. Just have the shirt picked out and then hang it back up at the end after you're done recording.
I mean, but that's just work.
It's picking a shirt out. You don't even have to wear pants.
But like I'm saying, when I'm doing the quality video, it would be so much easier and so much more I would actually do it if it was like, okay, I just gotta re-record this. I'm already in the outfit. I already have the set there. Let's just do it right now. That would be so quick. But if I had to actually change my outfit, oh my god.
Honestly, for the next couple of videos I make, like the long form content, I'm probably not going to go outside. Because like that had so many like additional issues I didn't like. Because I had to scream. Do you remember like me screaming?
My outside portions were horrible. The audio quality was atrocious in my outside portions.
there's a way to fix that. So like there's these mics you can buy on Amazon,
I
but
know
it's
exactly
like
what you're talking about.
if you want a good one, it's like $30, and I just don't want to spend that much money. And also, then I have a big puffy ball sitting outside my shirt unless I like tuck it in, and then you still have the same issue with the audio. So I don't know.
My college actually lets me rent them out for free, but for free I go here, but that is something I could try if I wanted to try it on the side. Like they have a lot of equipment I could try on the side. Also,
Yes, I get to borrow a mic for 3 hours, but here is 100 grand.
I mean, it is a perk. I mean, might as well use it, you know. But they actually let you borrow the whole day.
Oh, that's nice.
So yeah. And I was actually gonna use it for my Odyssey portion where I sung outside. But the problem was, right when I was about to borrow I realized I waited one day too late, and it was taken. Then I was like, oh well. So that singing portion was kind of botched because of that. But I kind of had a set date, and I needed to record on that date because I met with a friend because she was a cameraman. So I couldn't just like change the date, you know. So
Yeah.
I just had to roll with it. But that was sad.
Yeah, it's aggravating recording outside. I wish it wasn't as bad because it's fun to record outside.
And then there's like intoxicated people that will, you know. Okay, story time for a second. I might mention this in an actual full Yhatha video because this is so stupid. When I was recording outside for my Yhatha video or the Mario video, there was this otaku redditor that walked by me and was like, "Hey, what are you doing?" And I'm like, "Oh, I'm recording a YouTube video." I was just honest. I'm like, and he's like, "Really? That's kind of cool. What's your like?" Just asked me like, "Hey, do you go here?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And I'm like, "Oh, wait, you do? What's your major?" And I'm like, "Civil engineering." He's like, "You're too quirky to be a civil engineer." I'm like, "What the?" But yeah, do you want to know the topics on my next videos are going to be about?
Well, we know the fishing one.
To the audience, to the guy who left this on autoplay, the fishing video is basically I'm just talking about fishing in video games. I'm just making some jokes out of it. It's not anything too complicated, but I have a good thesis. I like the thesis I made, honestly. So, do you remember the thesis? You read the script, so.
I read the script. I'm sure that. Are you talking about the end?
Yeah. The end.
Yeah, the end. The end was fine. Yeah.
I have curiosity.
I think it was a good conclusion. Yeah.
Do you remember what I said? Like, are you able to repeat it, or do you not remember that well?
You're fine if I do a sneak peek for the one person watching on auto.
I don't care.
Yeah, no, it was something along the lines of like, you're sorry you're about to come off as a boomer, but like just go outside and fish instead of trying to like.
Okay, that was the like, joke part of it.
Oh, okay.
That was the joking. There was a serious part to it as well.
What was the serious part?
It was essentially I was like, because I essentially concluded that fishing in a lot of video games was either just a gimmick that was tacked on, or like they're trying to make it like too realistic. I think, and I think I cited like. Maybe I have to work on a conclusion a little bit because I'm struggling to remember it, but. And then I essentially cited how like the point of my videos, the overarching point of like all of my videos is I'm really trying to show how I get meaning through video games. Like how video games can be just as meaningful of an entertainment medium to you as books. Because I had this lit teacher who was two lit teachers actually, who was
is this the big Dr. B?
I'm not gonna confirm or deny that. And he was like, you know, like he just thought video games were genuinely just a waste of time.
Yeah.
Like.
Oh, you confirmed it.
So, like he literally like any form of video like, and how books are just they like make more gray matter in your brain and you get smarter by reading books, while video games is like making you become dyslexic. And I'm like, what? Not dyslexic. I meant wrong term.
Fun fact. This is a little bit off topic, but not really. My language professor that does German, has done a lot of studies that say that actually playing video games is better for learning a new language because you can it just that you do repetitive things over and over and over in a game, right? So like something as simple as like going out and buying arrows in Breath of the Wild. I learned that I think it's like Fights which translates to wood arrow. It's not just called arrow in
That's fucking interesting. I actually
I might be mispronouncing it.
You know, arrow in Japanese is just ya.
I think I'm saying the right words. Hold on.
I believe you. Just move on. We need to save time for the person who left this on autoplay.
Holzwitz. I mixed the words up. I said arrow wood.
That's funny. I would do that.
And then there's Fire Fates. I can go through all the arrows in German. That's all I've learned.
Anyways. So, yeah, I'm just referencing to like those lit teachers in high school and also that was just the guys who explicitly said it. I would always get a sense of it, even from my peers, honestly. Not to try to make this like an age thing or something. Even from like people my age, they would always be like kind of look down on me, be like, "Oh, you play video games? You're not gonna get into a good college." Screw you! I go to Georgia Tech.
Are you talking to me? I never said that.
No, I'm talking about the peers who said that.
Oh, yeah.
I'm just
saying.
saying.
I thought you didn't want to talk about the school you went to.
Oh, I don't care about the school I go to.
Oh, okay.
I go to a good school. I should brag about it.
Are you saying that LSU isn't a good school?
No, it's a state school. No, look. We're not getting into this argument right now.
I'm just joking. I know what my school is. I came here for a reason.
Okay. So, I legitimately, I don't care if, like, people know. Like, if someone watches this, actually, even in, like, actual, like, full-blown YouTube videos, in my Mario video, there's a GT sticker in, like, a corner of one shot. I don't know if you spotted it, but probably not. But, yeah. I'm just saying, like, I would always have peers, like, look down on me. And that's the one point of my channel is I'm trying to show that, like, even, like, weird thing, even, like the fishing video, even, like, something, like, just dumb as fishing in video games.
Yeah.
I actually have gained, like, value in my life, and I'm not just wasting my time, you know? And the conclusion in that video was largely going on the fact that, yeah, a lot of fishing in video games is kind of dumb, but I have found something that worked, and I think I was referencing to Animal Crossing and a little bit Stardew Valley. Because I really talked down on Minecraft and Terraria in that video, because I thought the gimmicks in those games were kind of dumb and just gimmicky.
Yeah, I understand what you're trying to get at. I like, personally for me, I'm probably not gonna be doing my videos like that. Like, I'm gonna be talking about how, like, video games have affected my life, but that isn't the purpose of it, if that makes any sense. I'm just doing it because I enjoy it.
And,
I
like,
enjoy yapping.
I'm almost taking my videos, like, say in, like, 50 years, like, video game critics become the same, like, prestige as, like, a book critic.
Give it 20.
Honestly, yeah.
Like, I don't even think it's gonna take 20, to be honest.
Because
with how expansive video games have gotten in recent years, it's scary for people who've never played. Like, listen, I don't have a controller near me, but, like, you hand a controller to somebody who's never played a video game in their life and they're, like, 20 years old, they look at you like you have weird horns or something because they don't understand what these triggers up here do.
Yeah. I'm not even just the complexity of it. I know, like, dual sticks is actually, like, I remember our friend in middle school's mom, like, talked about how dual skip gaming was actually, like, a really, like, intellectual thing to do, and I'm like, that's interesting. Yeah. Anyways, but yeah, even like that, I'm kind of, like, I love the concept of video game history, and even, like, more specific video games, like Nintendo or, like, indie games and stuff. And I'm really going, and obviously, most of my content is just kind of me having fun with it. Like, I do genuinely just play and enjoy video games, and, like, it is a big part of my life, and that's a large part of my content in that respect.
Yeah.
And by the way, it's not just restricted to video games. I might talk about, like, Japanese or something with other hobbies I do, but it is mostly video games. And
I'm actually planning to expand mine out to movies too.
I
That would
don't want to
probably
do
be the next extreme.
I don't really watch many movies, so I'd be kind of bad at that.
I would just do things like I might do something on Invincible eventually. That would be my most mature video I ever post on that channel. I would probably have to censor it.
Mm. But yeah, it's like is it? I'm just trying to really show that. Did you know Liam Triforce? He's a smaller YouTuber, but have you at least heard of him?
No.
So he makes like like multiple hour long, like
Yeah.
retrospective type videos. Like one of his videos is called Yet Another Breath of the Wild retrospective. And
Wait, I might have watched that one.
I've said that because you might have watched it.
Anyways, keep going. I think I might have watched him. I don't think I'm subscribed.
Yeah, but his name is Liam Triforce, and
Yeah.
his videos are a lot of kind of relating themes of like in his most recent video about it was about Metro. I do care if I spoil it. I don't think you care. Okay, so the person on autoplay spoilers. Even though you already are probably like giving birth right now, I don't know. So there's a in that video he basically made the comparison about how Samus with the small Metroid and that she found in Metroid 2 and then ended up having to have sacrificed in Super Metroid is like being a mother where like you have to sacrifice a lot for your children and how like being a
Well,
mother
in
is
this
like
case, it would be the child.
well the child was it was more so she okay I'm just gonna explain what the video was. So in Metroid 2 have you played the old Metroid games? I have, so it's not.
I don't think so. The only Metroid game I think I played is Grid.
Oh, okay. So in Metroid 2 her Samus's mission is to what?
I think I just came up with like a overarching meaning. Anyways, just keep going.
Okay. um in Metroid 2 Samus's mission is to destroy every Metroid with no exceptions. Like that was what she was told. Maybe I don't know if she was told or if that was just herself. Maybe she was told. I'm not sure about that, but that was her goal.
Yeah.
Exterminate every Metroid. But then at the end of the game, she has an egg that hatches and is a baby Metroid. But then the baby Metroid doesn't know anything, and so the baby Metroid ends up following Samus.
Yeah.
And but then she gets attached to the baby Metroid, being like, "Wait, why are you following me?" But then she breaks her original mission to destroy every Metroid because this Metroid started like basically being almost her pet in a weird way.
Yeah.
And but then in Super Metroid, that Metroid got captured by Ridley, and at the end of the game, it grew up and came in at the last moment when Samus was about to die at the final. They made the final boss like super hard, so you couldn't beat it.
Yeah.
But then they had a scripted moment that right before you're about to die, this Metroid, the old Metroid that he grew with. It's a non-binary Metroid. They grew up, and they go and attack the boss that's about to kill you,
Yeah.
and it sacrifices itself. And Liam Triforce took that in as basically a metaphor for mothership, and also referencing the video game element of this, not just making it just like a movie or story. In the video game element of this, how you actually had to play as Metroid or as Samus, in this case, and how a lot of like the and went into the gameplay of Metroid and having to slowly like unlock your way through the through just the I think Planet Zebes is the name of how that's like slowly unlocking your way through like understanding your child, I guess. It's and then how like this child sacrificing themselves for you is like even more painful. And then he had at the end of the video he even talked about his mom. Like he talked about like what is it like you to be like my mom, and I'm like this is going past the just even like something like Scott the Waz. This is like I don't want to say it's deep stuff because that almost sounds cheesy, but like that is its intention. I definitely would say.
Well, since we're getting into the quote unquote deep stuff, it like the thing with video games that I think a lot of people who don't play them kind of discredit because you're with these characters and like sometimes you insert yourself in it, sometimes you don't. But like even like RPGs, like most RPGs boil down to a guy who had to save a cat goes and kills God, which sounds like a stupid like that is what every RPG boils down to most 99% of the time.
Mm-hmm.
But because you're playing as that character and they have so much time to develop it, you tend to ignore like these stretches of like logic. Like you know what I'm talking about, like in Xenoblade you're climbing on this dead like being that was a god or whatever, and so you tend to like forget that and you just get invested in the characters even though it's not really as well written as like other things, but you're able to still connect to that because like you've been with these characters for what feels like super long, much longer than even like a TV show or like a movie is. So like when somebody dies and it's actually like written well, like I've genuinely cried in video games
Oh,
multiple times.
Me too. In Greece, like I cried at the end of Greece, which that's a recent experience. I cried at the end of Galaxy.
I'm trying to think, did I cry during Final Fantasy 15?
I've played 7 for like 15 minutes.
Did you play the originals? Well, that doesn't matter. The remake isn't that great either. But the newer ones are nice because it's the reason that I like RPGs is they're really well done visually, and when they're written well, like you connect to characters and you kind of feel bad for them.
Yeah,
like
because you insert really yourself. That's like the whole design of Link in The Legend of Zelda, is that he doesn't talk because you're supposed to insert yourself.
Yeah.
So and going back to like the point of my channel, and I'm not gonna go in as super in depth. I guess think of myself as a combination of Scott the Woz, a combination of Liam Triforce, somewhere in between that, and then also add in more like vlog elements of like my personal anecdotes and stories. I guess Liam Triforce kind of did that, but like almost think like an animation YouTuber like Scott or like Odd Ones Out. Obviously, I'm not animating. I guess I'm highly editing it, so that's like the trade off. But like almost intro elements of like that type of stuff where I have like story time and personal stories, or like connect this all together, and that's Yhatha. That's the kind of videos I'm aiming to make. I'm like where I'm jokey and like I have like and like I kind of make more of a brand under my name, but I'm also at the same time talking about more, trying to almost be like an objective, like trying to be a critic and like make content just from the perspective of I want to share why, like I want to make a like think of almost like scholarly research of the of like the opinion of video games. You know, like in plays that written in the 50s, people still analyze them, like almost like that, like academically. But obviously, I'm not academic, but like almost a replacement for that. Because that is my ultimate dream, I guess. It is a little nebulous and a kind of a little bit out there, and I don't think I'm going to fully achieve it.
Well,
but
and also we're talking about two channels. Like I have more videos than you do, and I have 2 videos. Like we're so early in the development of our videos. Like,
I know I have not.
It might be a lot of fun to look back at this podcast specifically because we're talking about like where we want our videos to go, and like who knows, I could not just dropped TikTok at some point. The TikTok thing could just not be a thing anymore, or like it's just stuff that we're referencing. We also could hate the Switch 2 next time we listen to this video. Like it. There's so many things like that could be happening that it's kind of fun.
It's like I become like an OnlyFans creator. I don't know.
One of us becomes, the binge eating channels.
Oh no!
Things. We're like, today we're gonna be eating 70 tofus.
So, yeah, that's the purpose of my channel. Some future concepts. This is another important thing. I actually made 2 scripts. I made the fishing script. Why does Discord keep doing that? I also made a Celeste script. I ended up dropping the Celeste script, and I'll tell you why. I played Celeste over my spring break with the intention of making a video out of it.
Yeah.
I don't think the script is bad, and honestly, I'm going to save it, and I might be able to turn it into something else. But the reason I don't want to do it is because something about the script felt disingenuine, you know? And a big part of that is I ultimately didn't have time to finish like the very ending portion of Celeste, even though I kind of wanted to finish. And if you know Celeste is farewell, I didn't. It's like the super super hard last chapter that's optional. Technically, it's not to the main story. Like that type of chapter. It's really good. The music is amazing, and I wanted to finish it, but I didn't have time. And I prioritized making the video. And at the end, I kind of made an excuse as to why I didn't finish it. And I was saying, well, I can play video games how I want, and like maybe I'll go back. And like that's not wrong, but to me it felt disingenuous because well I did actually want to finish it. I'm just prioritizing the making a video, so I ultimately scrapped that video, even though I had a lot of elements I could still use, and I still have the script saved, so I could go back and use it eventually. And that's something I kind of after making that script I kind of made to myself as a rule almost like I'm not gonna play a game to make a video out of it like explicitly. This has to be like a layered process. I come back to like a year later and be like, oh yeah, that game was fun. I think I'll make a video about this. Again, that's not an explicit rule. And I could like in specific cases I could see like Rhythm Heaven. I'm a really really big fan of rhythm games. I honestly might make like a day one review of that or something just because I like that. But that's like a specific case. And going back to your like Switch 2 thing, I doubt I'm gonna make any content about the Switch 2 like a month after I get it.
I'm gonna have my
on this channel
video
on Yhatha. I'm going ham and cheese. But like on Yhatha, I don't think I'm gonna make really much content at least until I have it. I'm able to play it genuinely on my own, just as a normal person. Once I get those genuine experiences, then I'll make a video based like, okay, well I was able to detach myself from my YouTube channel and just be like a normal person, so I can actually talk about it as if I was a normal person, but able to deliver it through Yhatha, through that function that makes it more interpretive and under my brand that I'm creating.
Yeah. So like here's my thing.
I just exposed my toes per accident for like 2 frames.
You and the dogs.
Sorry. Oh, I did it again.
No,
crap.
no.
Okay.
No,
Yeah, no.
I think that's a good plan. Also, you do have your channel separated, which is going to be easier.
Yeah.
I don't know. My thing is I'm just like have you heard the bet YouTube doesn't like you having 2 channels thing?
What is the thing about that? Because I did end up deciding the 2 channels thing. I mean, it's just
so
it's under 2 different
it's
emails. So YouTube YouTube.
No. YouTube knows. Apparently YouTube knows and they don't like it. So what they'll do is they will prioritize whichever one gets more traffic, and then the other one, like, it's like fighting an uphill battle.
I mean, the thing is the point of Yhatha is like I actually want real views. That's the point. That's like I'm putting effort into. Yhatha is literally anything I want. Yhatha is not meant to be popular. This podcast, if I was trying to make this podcast to try to make people actually watch it, this would have ended an hour ago.
The thing that I heard, and I could be wrong. I'm really uneducated when it comes to like how YouTube algorithms work. Typically that they will prioritize whichever channel pumps out more content, which is why I ultimately decided not to separate my channel. I might put my unboxing channel on the second channel that I was thinking about making, and like do like, but I'm thinking about doing like the tech reviews and stuff just all on the one channel, just for the sake of growing. And I'll still separate it out because like I'm doing the same thing Scott did, where he's approaching like his long form content as like a TV series, if that makes any sense. To where I'm gonna have season 1, and so season 1's just gonna be like the Switch 2's entrance and like some of my favorite games, and then season 2's gonna be like probably next year, where like I kind of talk about like the second phase of the Switch 2, because the first phase is really just gonna be like Mario Kart World and Donkey Kong Bonanza. I will probably not talk about any other.
You see what I mean? Just come.
But yeah, I don't know. It's worth
celebration,
looking into.
Yeah. I mean, the algorithm is very smart, very convoluted. You can't predict it. So I'm not gonna think about that too much.
There's this animation guy I follow. His name's like Alan Marers or something. And he had a bit in one of his videos, and like you know how you were talking about like things that you can remember from Scott or something.
Sure.
Yeah, this is one of the things that I can remember just off the top of my head off of it, to where like he was complaining to his girlfriend, and he was like, yeah, and when you're a YouTuber, you start rambling to your significant other, going, yes, honey, it's the algorithm. The algorithm's being weird, and this is what I have to do. And, like, this conversation kind of reminds me of...
I think I was actually listening to a podcast earlier today talking about, like, when your content starts doing bad after you did well, and a lot of YouTubers immediately thought, was like, oh my god, the algorithm hates me now. And he says like, yeah, that might be true to an extent, but at the end of the day, you got to check your content.
Yeah, and also part of it could just be that you didn't produce that great of a video, which is like hard to admit. Like, here, I will almost bet you a lot of money that, and I'm not turned down the volume so you don't hear TikTok. But like, I pumped out 2 really bad videos yesterday. Okay, never mind. The really bad videos are the best on my channel, the second best on my channel. So this is not a good example, and I'm actually very mad about that. Never mind. We're not talking about it. I don't. That's awful. I'm mad.
Okay.
I spent 30 minutes on both those videos, or Yhatha. Right, the time.
I forgot that I honestly I was in the flow so much I didn't even realize you said my name. That's funny. It's funny, no one's gonna watch this far.
No.
But I'm writing it down anyways.
That makes me so angry. For reference, I normally spend an hour on each one of my 3-minute videos, because the hard part about those videos is that you have to be very precise on the amount of information you get across in a certain period of time. So like, for instance, if I'm discussing like a tariff, right? I'm not gonna get into it, but like that is a big concept that has a lot of different outcomes with how people use them. I can't just like, it's hard to convey the information I want to convey in a 3-minute segment.
Yeah.
And like 3 minutes is my hard cut, because like if I ever start uploading these to like it's either Instagram or YouTube, their max is 3.
Yeah. Anyways, I'm starting to get tired, so you want to...
I am too, actually. Is there anything you want to add right before?
Not really. I covered the type of content I want to make, how I edit my videos.
Honestly, I'm surprised we've talked for as long as we did on this.
Hey, I got stuff to say.
Oh, and it was fun. I enjoyed it. It's funny that it lasted this long.
But yeah, something to note, essentially, my future content is probably, if you want to know, like, I guess you want to have spoilers about Yhatha, the fishing video is going to be soon. I want to make that video right after I start finals, or end finals. And then I'm going to be in the UK for a bit, so I'm not going to be able to post for a while, but I'm hoping, I kind of want to just, like, play through, my old Mario Maker levels and have the footage, and then maybe on the side when I'm bored in the UK, or, like, if I'm on, like, a train or something, maybe try to edit it out and make a video out of it. That's a theoretical. I don't know if I'll be able to do that. That video will be, like, a lot lower quality compared to, like, I think the average Yhatha video because of that, but hey, you gotta get something out, and I don't really care that much.
Apparently, if it's bad content, it does better for whatever reason.
I could see, like, a video about me playing my old Mario Maker levels doing well, though. Like, you know.
Yeah.
But, granted, that's a second Mario video.
You gotta download Bowser's Big Bean Burrito. You don't know that? Never mind.
Anyway.
Apparently you don't watch Video Game Donkey. That's sad.
I don't really like his. He's too loud for me. But, and essentially, and then another. I also want to play through like my old like Minecraft creative world. That's a similar type content video. I would love to make. Oh, this is a video idea I actually had recently. It was a video about the Wii, and I said the console that was once hated and is now loved.
Yeah, that's actually a really good title.
Because the Wii in the past was like Nintendo fans used to hate the Wii. Now people are like being super nostalgic on it. I'm like, you guys are hypocrites.
I have a video. It's not written. You cannot steal this title. That is the only thing I ask. But for the Wii U video that I'm eventually going to post, and you know my experience with the Wii U, I got it like after the Switch came out.
That's funny as heck.
I was gonna label it the Wii U, Nintendo's black sheep in the family, or something along those lines. Because it's like it did the worst, and also like people just genuinely don't like it. But
it's a good homebrew console.
Good
homebrew console.
Fantastic homebrew console. But
yeah, that's one video idea I had. Obviously, if I just like decide I kind of like a game after playing it, I can always make a video on that. That's always on the table. If I actually go and finish Celeste.
You should also do a Minecraft video, like just blatantly on Minecraft.
That's really ambitious. That like once I do that, that's like a 5-hour video. That's like a cinematic trilogy. Cause I want you to know.
Maybe you could save that for like later.
That's a later thing. Realistically, I want to do the creative world tour, and I also kind of want. I even reference Minecraft in my fishing video actually. I even kind of want to like talk about like. I also thought of a video of like Minecraft is a retro game, like Minecraft is old now, or something along those lines, where I talk about just retro Minecraft because that's like an actual thing now.
Yeah.
Like Minecraft's like 15 years old. Like it's an.
Did you go out and watch the Minecraft movie?
I did not. I'm waiting for
that. You
that.
gotta watch it.
I'm gonna wait for that to go on streaming. I don't care enough.
No, you gotta go see the chicken jockey in person.
What do you mean? Whatever. And
you've not seen the videos?
I know what you're talking about. I've seen the memes.
My theater, my group got up and yelled at everyone leaving, telling them that they have to wait for the post-credit scene. And most of them stayed.
Was there a post-credit scene?
There is a post-credent scene. And you should watch it. It's cool.
Anyway.
But there's a few parents that were walking out, like, staring rudely at us because we were being awful the entire movie.
Anyways. And then some other, like, I'm just wrapping up my video ideas I have here. This is a weird one. This is an ambitious one. It's called, I'm Not Nostalgic. Get me away from my childhood.
That could be interesting. And
it's a lot about like how like modern a lot of people nowadays are like always talking about nostalgia. But the thing is for me, I don't get it. I know what nostalgia is. Understand nostalgia, but like I don't like talking about it that much.
I agree with you to an extent because like every single thing that's ever come out that's been like a remake, unless it's like for a different generation, it's like I feel like it's never been positive, if that makes any sense. Like if they came out with Fortnite remastered, which they kind of did, but like
they did that 10 times. What season is Fortnite on the? Oh, they had Fortnite OG. Wasn't that a thing?
And now it's like a permanent thing, and it's like lame. It's like it doesn't feel the same. It feels gross.
This isn't even talking about the corporations that are doing it. I don't want to make it that argument. Enough people talk about that. It's
no. But you could absolutely make like a really good video about that.
What like the point of like what I'm trying to say here is it's more of I grew up. This is starting to get into me specifically. I grew up like I don't really like a lot large chunks of my childhood, to be honest with you. And I know you know me, so like you know a large portions of the reason why. And I've been like I've always had a very negative view of my past. And this is an ambitious video, by the way. This is a video
Yeah.
I would not make for a while and have a lot of planning going into. This is not a video I'd be making over the summer. I'll put it that way. And I
Yeah.
actually thought of a concept where I introduced an analogous character to me, and their name is Yotho. My name is Yhatha, and their name is Yotho. And
Yeah.
Yotho is essentially a character that kind of is a lot less, I guess, more. Have you've never played Celeste? Have you? How far did you get in Celeste?
Not very far.
Okay. Do you know about Battlein?
No.
Okay, well, Battlein is basically a version of the main character Madeline, where I'm using this as a comparison. I'm not basing myself off Battlein at all or anything, but basically, where they're like this very brutally honest version of the main character, and I'm not. It's not like they're not depressed. I'm not. I'm not using this as like, oh, this is because like this alternate version of me that's like has anxiety or something, because that's like the point of Celeste. That's not what I'm getting at here.
Yeah.
It's more of this alternate version of me that's
Still
just,
unhappy.
I guess, just that had a different past than I did, but it's still the same person, and it's still more of like just different. I haven't completely figured out the details of everything yet, but their name is Yotho, and it's like this battling version of me almost. And a lot of like I'm not nostalgic, get me away from my childhood is like almost commentating on myself, but also around how nostalgia is handled and why I've been so, I guess, just juxtaposed personally when I hear people talking about nostalgia. I hear people talking about nostalgia like, oh, I feel so good to the past. I want to go back to the past. And my gut reaction is, I don't want to go to the past. Because of, I'm not going to go into why I feel that way, because that's not
Well, I know.
necessarily, it's more of just, I mean, it says it in the video title. I'm not nostalgic. Get me away from my child. But at the same time, I kind of am.
Okay.
So it's not like me denying what nostalgia is. It's more so just I don't want this to like be my identity, I guess. I don't know. I haven't figured out the kinks of it.
That would be a really cool video you should make.
Yeah, that would be like a season 1 finale if I were to do the season thing.
You should. I think like genuinely the first week I get off of school, probably not the first week, probably the first 5 days, I'm gonna plan out a season 1.
Oh my
And my
gosh.
goal by the end of the summer is to get to the end of season 1. And hopefully I should have weekly videos.
Do you have
that way I
like,
don't have to record.
do you have ideas from your end? Because I've been talking a lot.
What about you? Like
Your videos. I talked for like an hour
so
what I'm gonna do.
well, yeah. So like essentially, I'm gonna do the season thing, and then so essentially in 3 weeks, I'm gonna take a day, maybe 2 days, to write down on a script every single Sunday, because I'm doing my tech reviews and all that's going to be on the side. Every single Sunday, I'm gonna try to get a new video out, and I'm gonna try to have a theme overarching throughout the not as deep as yours, but it's gonna be like this one's about like the introduction of the Switch 1. I'm gonna try to make it a little bit funny, a little bit more personal, whatever. I don't know, and we're gonna go. I'm gonna start writing them, and I'm gonna start writing the scripts, and then I'm gonna try to record and get the first video out by the due date, and we're gonna see.
Okay.
Hopefully, I should get better with time. And I genuinely think the TikTok thing is gonna help, because I speak so much clearer in front of a camera now. I don't know if you had this issue, but I had this issue to where I knew what I wanted to say, I had it written down, but I was so terrified to like mess up words.
I know what you're talking about. I know what you're talking about.
Like, now that I've done it, like, again, the TikTok videos are different, and also my segments on the TikTok videos are normally 15 seconds a piece, where I'll be like, stop, re-record, next thing. And like, I think it's helping, even though it's a completely different form of content.
Okay. But you don't have, do you have like any concrete ideas? Well, you said the black sheep of the Wii U family.
Yeah, that's probably gonna be towards the end of this season, just because I don't really care.
What's like you
One
gonna
that
be
I
like your
really-
immediate next video? Like I have my fishing video.
Oh, next video is gonna be Pokemon Red and Blue, and I'm not. The title's gonna be something along the lines of I'm a Gen 1er or something. I don't know. It's gonna be stupid and just fun. It's that one is literally just gonna be like another practice video in a sense, and then season 1 will officially begin at the start of summer. Because everything that I've done up until this point has just kind of been like me just kind of doing my own thing. Like the season thing won't officially start until I actually write it down and have a plan.
Okay. Anything else you want to say? I'm gonna end this. It's literally almost 12.
Live long and prosper. I don't know.
Okay. Goodbye.